Hi everyone, it's Tammy at Frou-frou Studio. Welcome back to the hashtag Moss and the Scraddick challenge hosted by At Release the Craftin'. Priscilla has come up with 31 wonderful prompts for us to use to get rid of our scraps. So, I wanted to show you what my beautiful box of ephemera looks like so far. It's coming along nicely. It's going to have tons of stuff in it by the time we're done. And this box is a old vintage, I'm going to try to show it to you without dumping it, Penny Hearts box. Do you guys remember Penny Hearts by Nico? So yeah, he got me that as a gift, and I have been storing my ephemera in there, and it works just perfectly. And also wanted to share with you, today was his appointment to get his eyes, his injections in his eye. And so whenever he does that, I go to my favorite book dealer, and I found some books to use for different journals that I'm working on. But I wanted to show you this one in particular. This is a picture dictionary that is in German to Russian. So it's, has the German definition, and then it also has the Russian definition to match it. And the reason that I love these books, I have one that is French as well. It's a picture dictionary. It doesn't translate to another language. It's just French. But this particular one is from 1959. So it is older, but it's not tremendously old. It's in wonderful shape. But I like them for the illustrations as well as the word pages, for lack of a better word. The illustrations in these books are awesome. And so I've got this one, and I'm actually going to take the book block out. I know, don't scream at me, but that's why I bought it. And I'm going to use the illustrations in the book pages in upcoming journals. But I want the cover for this particular journal that I'm going to make. And I have a couple of ideas for the cover from ephemera I've already made. I think this would be beautiful on the cover. And it would still have the spine in it. I'm not gonna do anything to the spine, but I think it's a great neutral cover to use for this journal. And I like this piece on here, and I also like the piece we did for the moth-eaten on here. So I may use one of those, or I may use something that I come up with later in the challenge. But yeah, I'm really excited about having this book. Now, I'm not saying that when it comes to the end and I gotta cut this out, that I just can't do it. But because it's not tremendously old, it doesn't bother me as much. And I know I'm going to cut the pages out and use them anyway. So that's that. And I'll show you the other ones I got in the videos for the different things that, different journals that I'm going to be making. Okay, on to today. Today is day 21, and we are working on the prompt spore. Now, spores can be defined in lots of different ways. Flowers have spores. Mushrooms, in particular, have spores. You can have dust spores. You can have a lot of growth spores. But I'm going more along the line of science and spores. And so I'm going to make a pocket with a journal card and a small tag. And that is going to be my first spore, because I am imagining in my attic somebody along the way that has left stuff behind is a scientist. So the first thing I have is one of the moths out of my butterfly book. That is going to be my pocket. So we're going to work on the pocket first. And before we get started, I hope everybody is having a good day and that you are getting to craft today. Even if it's for 10 or 15 minutes, I hope you're getting to do something. I have a little piece of fabric. There we go. It was glued to my glass mat. It was getting on my nerves. That you're getting to do something today in your craft room. So I have some flowers that we're going to decorate this with. I have some mushrooms. I have a little apothecary label that I'm going to put on my little apothecary bottle. This was part of a digital. I cut it out and I covered it with somebody help me. What's it called? Excuse my reach. I'm going to have to look. Glossy accents. Why could I not think of that? Glossy accents, and let it dry, and then I cracked it so it looks like it's got cracks in it. So we're going to put that on here, and I'm going to put this little apothecary label on here, I think, just like that. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this on so it can be drying. I'm not sure how long it's going to take to dry on this glossy accents. So I'm going to go ahead and stick that on there. But yeah, I think that makes a cute little bottle. I was going to use my just clear embossing, but I wanted it to look more rounded. And I feel like with the glossy accents, you can build it up more and make it look like it's more dimensional. And you can crack it. And I know you can crack like the heavy embossing powder, but I don't have that. So I decided to use the glossy accents instead. So first of all, let's decorate this. This is just out of a flower book, but this is a thistle, and they're very spory, so I thought this was a good flower to use. I guess all flowers have spores, but I love thistles, and this was what I thought of when I was thinking of a flower. I'm trying to cut away a little bit more of this white and be really careful about it. So I'm going to put that on there first. And another reason that I picked this flower is the journal card kind of has these long stemmy flowers, and I wanted to kind of carry that off to the pocket. I don't like this right here. Let's see if I can get some more dimension there. I probably should use a craft knife. So again, my husband's appointment went very well today. For those of you that are new, he has wet AMD in one of his eyes, and he has to go every 8 weeks and have injections in his eye, but he is doing really well with the treatments. He's not lost any vision. His vision is 20/20. So it's working, which is a good thing. Even though the thoughts of somebody putting a needle in my eye is absolutely horrifying. He says it's not too bad. The recovery is not bad at all. It's a couple of days of feeling like you have sand in your eye or something like that. That's not painful as far as causing pain. Just a little uncomfortable because of the... He says it makes your eye just feel real gritty. So he did have to get his eyes dilated today, and you have to do that twice a year when you have this, so they can check and make sure that the injections aren't causing any kind of bleed or anything like that. And he did have to have that done today, which is a little bit more uncomfortable as far as the recovery goes, because of course you can't, you know, if you've ever had your eyes dilated, you know it's hard to see, and it gives him a headache. So he's relaxing on the couch right now, trying to keep his eyes shut and get over that part of it. But other than that, he's doing great. Okay, so let's put that one down. He's a trooper, that's for sure. Okay, and we'll cut that little bitty tip off. For those of you that want a great pair of, these have got tape on the handle, but that want a great pair of fussy cutting scissors, I would definitely recommend these. They're by We Are Memory Keepers. And I actually have 2 pair of these because I thought I lost them, and I bought another pair, and then I found my original pair. So I have 2 pair. 1 pair I got at Joann's, which if you still have Joann's in your area, they should have them. And the other pair I ordered off scrapbook.com. But they're very sharp. They cut all the way to the tip. And I think they're a great size for getting into those really, really tiny detailed spots. So I do recommend them. Okay, now we're going to put these down. Once I decide how I want to put them down. Like that, or do I want to hang them over a little bit? I mean, I could hang them over a little bit. The bottom, this is just a pocket. And then I have these mushrooms that I want to put on here. And I know I want to put these here, these bigger ones. Let me kind of lay this out before I get carried away gluing. So it looks like they all belong together. Maybe like that. Move this over. Or I could put the jar in between. And then put these on. No, because then I feel like that's hanging. Let's do it like that. And I had a label, I thought. We may have to find another one. Yeah, I think that is what I want. So we're going to put these mushrooms on. Grab my glue. Then we'll put the flowers. And then these mushrooms. About covered all those up, but that's okay. You can still see them. May can. Nope. It's hard to say. I may can peel that up and cut that one little bit off, but it's not gonna work. Alright, and then we'll glue our bottle on. And then I'm going to put a notch, but I'm not going to put it in the middle because I don't want it to mess up the moth. So I'm going to put it to one side. And I'm going to use my tab punch, actually. Sorry for the reach. And just punch part of it. Just a little punch to indicate that it's a pocket. Let's ink all the way around. I'm going to leave those overhanging, but I am going to cut this little tip right here. If you can see that little tip I'm cutting, but I'm leaving these. What we may do is put a stamp right there, just to give it another little piece. Let me see what I can find real quick. Like a number or a something that looks scientific anyway. This one says specimen on it, so we're going to use that. It won't all fit on here, but just enough to got my things all clean, and I'm about to put more glue on them. But when your stamps don't stick, I'm going to stamp this over here to the side so I can see what it looks like, because I'm not sure what color I want to use. I think I'm going to use my potting soil, but we're going to try it on my glue page. First, yep. Okay. And I'm stamping it a little bit of cockeyed, like somebody just stamped it. You know what I mean? I don't want it to look straight up and down. Cute. Okay, so there's our pocket, and then I don't want to smear that. I want to, because that is out of a book, and so it's a little bit slick. That moth picture is. Alright, so now we have our journal card, which is all about apothecary. It's got all kinds of apothecary bottles and stuff, but we need a tab. And then I have this. This is a duplicate of a old microscope slide, and it has been blown up. I got these off, I think it was the Library of Congress. It's like free pictures or whatever, and they had several pictures of old-timey microscope slides, and so I saved it, and then I enlarged them to be, you know, bigger than they would have been. They would have been just a regular slide that you would have put in a microscope. And then I took glossy accents and made 2 little dots on my acetate to represent like the liquid or the water that you would put your specimen down in. So when you looked at it under a microscope, you know, pressed it in between the 2 slides, you could see what it looks like under a microscope, if that makes sense. So I made it larger so I could make it a tag, and then this particular tag, I also did the glossy accents and cracked it and put it on there. So I think that makes a really cool little tag. And you can, if you want to, make some notes on the back. You could use this as a bookmark if you wanted to as well. And so it is going to slide in here along with the journal card. And I think the only other thing we need is a photograph of this person that is scientific, or a scientist, or studied science, or whatever. So I'm gonna get my photos out and see what we can find. Let's see, do I want to look through Tim Holt's photos? Or do I want an actual, let's look at the Tim Holtz. We'll look at the photograph first. I'd like to find somebody that looks sciencey. So I'm going to look at these. Real quickly. First, you can see they're all different ways, so I don't know how quickly we're going to do it, but let's see what we got here. I need to use these more because I have a ton of them. Oops. Am I seeing someone that is sticking out to me? No, not really. Not seeing one there. Got a few more in here. Yeah, I've really got to use these up this year, guys. Way, way, way too many of them. Who looks like they could be into science? This woman kind of does. She looks very smart. That's all I see in that group. She may be the lucky winner. I know, this is exciting, isn't it? Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with her. So, let's age this up a little bit. I'm gonna trim a little bit of the white away. This reminds me of my mother cutting up our school photographs. You know, when you ordered the pictures from school and you have these little wallet size pictures to hand out to people or whatever. And she would just haphazardly cut those things apart to give to family members and stuff. And it would drive me crazy that she didn't cut the line straight. I mean, she wouldn't cut into the picture. It'd be all in the white, but it'd be all crooked and stuff, and that drove me nuts. Isn't that silly, the things you think of? I'm trying to find my paper distresser. Somebody asked me about this the other day. This is a Tim Holtz product. I know other people make them as well, but mine is Tim Holtz. And I can't tell you where I got it. Probably Joann's. Joann's used to have, our big Joann's had a ton of Tim Holtz stuff. And I just hate that they're not here anymore. We don't have any open stores here. And the good thing is, when it was open, is that the one, we had two locations. One was a smaller location and it didn't carry everything, but the big store was right next to Tuesday Morning, so I could go to Tuesday Morning and Joann's in one shot. It was wonderful. But now both of them are closed, so. And I'm just going to staple her right on there. Excuse the reach. You see me holding, I've had a second thought. Do I want a stapler or do I want to taper? I'm a stapler. Okay, now I need to put a topper on here. So, what color? Some scrappy, really any color. What kind of scraps do I have that I can use for that? That one's not wide enough. Ooh, there's the back side of what's on the back side of this. Let's do that. Wrong way. About did that backwards. Okay, ink that. Then I think we'll be done with this one. Okay. So there we go. I actually got all the glue and ink and off my fingers and did my nails, so when I went out in public today, I wouldn't look totally disgusting. And now I have glue, glue and ink all over my fingers again. It was good while it lasted. Okie doke. So, there we go. We have a pocket. And we have our specimen card, our microscope slide with our spores. And we have our apothecary journal card with our aspiring scientists there. So I think we're good. I think we need something on here. But we won't worry too much about that right now. Oh, I could do this number since it's right there. Since it's right there staring at me. I was going to try to do it with my finger, but I'm afraid I won't get it straight. So we'll put it on the block. Maybe. Maybe we will. Maybe we will. I think that glue stick's about done. There we go. Now we're done. Good deal. Could even do that as open at the bottom, but I think I'll just make it a regular pocket. And you could put this behind or in front. I kind of wanted it in front so you could see one of the little, at least one of the little spore things. All right, there we go. There is today's prompt with the spore. Hopefully I can get this one uploaded with more success than I'm having getting the one from yesterday uploaded. I don't know what the deal is, guys. I mean, it processed for hours and wouldn't do anything. And I've noticed it is always real bad on Tuesdays. So I don't know if there's a lot of people posting on Tuesday and that's why it does it. I don't know, but I finally had to delete it and start it all over again. So hopefully that one will show up sometime today, and then I won't have any difficulties with this one. But that's it. Let me know what you think about my book cover, and would you cut it up? Knowing that you're going to use several pages out of the book block anyway, would you go ahead and use the cover for a journal, or would you keep it fully intact and just use the pages? So that's the question of the day. So everybody have a great evening, and again, if you have bad weather coming your way, which sounds like a lot of us are going to, I hope your electricity stays on and you stay warm and safe, and I will see you guys back tomorrow. The prompt for tomorrow is circles, so that should be interesting. So I'll see you guys back tomorrow. Bye.